Good afternoon, and good afternoon, everybody at home. My reading is an excerpt from a curriculum called White Privilege, Let's Talk. This is from Chapter 3, and it's written by UCC minister, the Reverend Davita McCallister. I wish I could remember the year of the great storm in the DMV, DC, Maryland, and Virginia tri-state area. Back then, we didn't call it the DMV. It was simply the DC, or metro area. Perhaps I don't remember the year because it was during that time in life when you weren't learned to record such things. What I do remember is that I was in elementary school, and we had more snow than I had ever seen. The entire DC area had come to a screeching halt. No school, no work for my parents, and no church. I didn't know such a thing was possible. How could you close church? It was like putting God on hold while you played elevator music. The reason this storm sticks out in my mind is not the lack of school or even the lack of church. Instead, it was one simple act by my mother. She sat her 3 children down at the dining table to have church. She was, and still is, a Sunday school teacher. On that cold Sunday morning, my mother pulled out her Sunday school lesson, and my siblings and I all sat at the table and had church. This was a big deal for a couple of reasons. Number one, this was our formal dining room. As children, we were only allowed in this space on Christmas morning for our eggnog toast and on Thanksgiving for the table blessing. On Christmas and Thanksgiving, we sat at the kids' table, a temporary accommodation for all the members of the family who were not elders. Number 2, the dining room table was reserved for grown-ups and the occasional birthday party celebration, but only during the cake cutting. Yet, on this day, we sat at that dining room table as my mother offered her Sunday school lesson as a makeshift sermon. I must confess, I don't remember the lesson, the scripture, not even her words. What I do recall as vividly as any sunrise was the real sense that church mattered. It mattered whether the doors of the sanctuary were open or closed. It mattered whether the roads were clear or impassable. It mattered even if my father didn't leave my parents' bedroom to attend our table fellowship. Taking the time each week to offer God praise mattered.